on a pump fake when you have 3 fouls. And Doc opted to leave him here, which I thought was a good decision. If the Sixers were going to make a move, obviously they needed Ben Simmons in the lineup, but to no avail.
Let's check in now with Doc Rivers from Detroit on his team's loss.
Many needless fouls is just a lot of you gave them a lot of fouls in this game, it seemed.
Yeah, I thought not even the third mark. I thought this third, I think it was in the first or second quarter. That was a bad one because, without having Joel on the floor, then you get Ben in foul trouble. It just, once that happens, your team gets really thin, especially the one position right now with Mike Scott being out that we just cannot have foul problems is with Ben and Tobias. And we've done it back-to-back games. Now, we got away with it the other night, but we couldn't get away with it tonight without Joel on the floor. A lot of fouling. What did they have? 20 free throws at halftime. Ended up with 38 free throws to our 20. You're never going to win a game on the road that way. You're just not. I thought in the third quarter we came out, I think we cut it to 8 and got back-to-back wide-open threes. I think one by Seth and Tobias. That's a make-miss game there, that part of it. But, we were not connected tonight.
Remind everybody, just send me a chat or text if you have a question. Next up is Lauren Rosen. Lauren, go ahead.
Hey, Doc, I totally understand if you're not ready to look for silver linings in this game specifically, but when you look at Tobias's last few games, it seems like he's just been really consistent and hard to knock off of his confidence. How are you feeling about the way he's been playing? Yeah, I love how he's playing. I thought, unfortunately for him, Lauren, we forced him to try to make too many plays with the ball. I don't like him playing that way, and that got him in trouble a couple of times. But overall, when he played the way he's been playing with quick decisions and downhill, he's been fantastic. And I think his biggest improvement, has been defensively. Like, he's been absolutely wonderful. I don't remember that Tobias in L.A., so I'm really happy with that. I noticed, we all noticed that you went with Tony to start the second half. Did you feel like he looked more comfortable than he has in his previous appearances? Yeah, and I just like to wipe with the second group, I was kicking myself because I wanted to do that. And then, because Tony hasn't played a lot, I didn't do it to start the game, and I really thought we should have done it to start the game, and, I thought myself on that.
Let's go to Rich Hoffman next, and then Keith Pompey. Rich, go ahead.
Hey, Doc. So you guys, if we take the Denver game out, when you didn't have enough players to play, 0-3 without Joel. A couple of those games really haven't been all that competitive. What's your level of concern on that specifically?
Not much, Rich, honestly. To me, it's 19 games or whatever into the season. I don't have a lot of panic concerns at this point in the season with all the guys that have been in and out. I really don't worry about it that much. Obviously you have to win games without Joel, but you got to get your team in order first, and I think second half of the season, if that happens, we'll see more. But right now, it is not on my list of concerns. I'll put it that way.
Obviously it's not going to affect what you look like in the playoffs or anything like that. But is there anything specifically you'd like to see, whether it's, defensively, offensively, that you're not doing without him? No, right now, again, Rich, I'm not that concerned with it. A lot of these games we've had multiple guys out. Tonight it was just Joel and Mike Scott. And I think, not having that extra 4 does make a difference. But we didn't play well tonight. This was a very winnable game, in my opinion. We just didn't win the game. But, again, I'm not going to overdo it right now. Way too early. I'll let you guys push the buttons. I'm not. I like our team. I like how we're playing overall. It's one loss. I'm not going to go and put my head in the sand or anything like that.
We'll take 2 more. Keith and then Michael Cassidy will remain. First, Keith.
But, Doc, are you concerned a little bit by the way you guys started out the game? Because it seems like you guys got down by 14 points, and it seemed like after that it was like an even game. But I'm not
concerned by it. There's nothing I can do about it. I didn't like it, may be a better way of putting it. I didn't think we came out ready in the right way. Defensively wasn't organized. They beat us on. The first play of the game, they get a 3. A play that we worked on. And to me, that told me something about us, at least, that I didn't like. But again, you can't get those back. It happens. I thought there were many times in the game we had a chance to fight ourselves back in it. But when the one thing, and the team has to know this, if you don't have a Joel or Ben playing, or whoever is not playing and they're your key guys, if you spot a team 14, it's going to be hard to win that game. And I thought tonight was a great example of that.
Okay. And I know let's talk about moving forward. Next game is against the Lakers. I mean, a team that you're extremely familiar with. The Sixers have been having some pretty good matchups with them. What are you expecting out of your team? And just talk about facing that team with LeBron.
Well, I haven't thought of much yet, being honest, but we'll be ready when it comes. I can tell you that. I mean, they're not a hard team to get up for. They got LeBron James on the team, Anthony Davis, Trez. They got a lot of players. I thought they had probably the best summer of anyone, and they're better than last year. That doesn't mean they're going to win. Doesn't mean they're going to win it, but they are better than last year. But so are a lot of teams. We're better.
Thank you.
Last one, Michael Caskey-Billman. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, Doc. As a coach, do you like these 2-game series where you play, the team a couple times in a row? Now that you guys have, a few of them under your belt.
Well, Michael, until today, I loved them because I think we're undefeated in those games. So I think I have that right. So absolutely love them until today. I would say there's a lot of pros and cons to them. I particularly like them better than I would say most coaches. I think a lot of coaches, especially guys on the better teams, don't like them because they feel like it gives other teams a chance to split with you, But I like them. I think for our team, because we're new, we get a chance to prepare for the second games. And it gives me a peek on how we prepare and focus. So I kind of like them.
Doc Rivers covering a lot right there in his press conference. But one thing I want to key on is he was asked, listen, you guys are 0-4, 0-3 if you want to just throw out that Cavaliers game where no one really played. They only had 7 available players. But 0-4 without Joel Embiid. Did it tell you anything, Jimmy, that they just came out so flat knowing that they didn't have their leading scorer? I mean, they were outscored at one point. It was 17-4, and they were down 11 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, I think Doc, he looks at it, I think, very succinctly from a coach's perspective. And no is the answer.
Yeah.
They didn't play well. He said we weren't connected. The way I said, I didn't think they had a flow to their game for whatever reason. If you don't play well and you're not connected one with another and you're missing your best guy, more often than not, if you don't get a decent start, as you just said, 17-4 it was, less than 4 minutes in, you're swimming upstream, big time. You better have a lot in your tank if you expect to win that game. And the Sixers didn't.
No, and it just snowballed, like you said earlier. They didn't get really that close. And every time they did get a little bit close, 7, 8 points, the Pistons stormed back. Well, it was a choppy game. It was also a chippy game. We're going to